There's a moment most people don't talk about. It usually happens late at night. You're not in crisis. Nothing dramatic just happened. You're not even sad in a loud way. You're just tired. Tired of waking up into the same day. Tired of having the same thoughts. Tired of promising yourself things you don't keep. And you think, why do I hate my life? But here's the uncomfortable truth most people never slow down enough to notice. You don't hate your life. You hate the patterns you keep repeating inside it. Let me tell you about Daniel. Daniel's life looks fine from the outside. He wakes up, goes to work, comes home, scrolls, sleeps. Nothing is wrong, but nothing feels right either. He keeps telling himself, something needs to change. Yet every day ends the same way. Not because Daniel lacks motivation, but because his life is running on autopilot. And autopilot doesn't care about dreams. Most people think life dissatisfaction comes from big failures. It doesn't. It comes from small loops you repeat so often they start to feel permanent. Waking up late, rushing the morning, avoiding the thing that matters, escaping discomfort with distraction, going to bed disappointed again. That disappointment doesn't explode, it accumulates. Here's the part that hurts. Your brain loves patterns, even the ones that hurt you, because patterns are predictable, and predictable feels safe, even if it's slowly killing your confidence. Daniel tells himself, I'm just tired, I'll start next week. This isn't the right time, but deep down there's another sentence he avoids. I don't trust myself anymore. That's what patterns really do. They quietly teach you who you think you are. Think about it. Every time you say you'll do something and don't avoid discomfort, choose short-term relief over long-term growth, your brain makes a note. Not emotionally, neurologically. It says this is who we are, and identity hardens. This is why people say, I don't know what's wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. You've just been practicing the same version of yourself for years. Here's something no one tells you. You don't need a new life. You need new defaults. Because your life isn't built on motivation, it's built on what you do without thinking. Daniel doesn't lack ambition. He lacks interruption. No one ever taught him how to stop a pattern mid-loop. So his days blur together, and eventually he mistakes boredom for depression and stagnation for identity. Let's slow this down. Ask yourself honestly, what do you do every day that you secretly resent? Not hate, resent. The scrolling you can't control, the silence where progress should be. The routine that once felt comfortable but now feels suffocating. That resentment isn't random. It's your intuition saying, this version of you is expired. Here's why this feels so painful. Your outer life hasn't caught up to your inner growth. You're not lazy, you're misaligned. You've outgrown your patterns, but you're still living inside them. Most people respond to this feeling by blaming themselves. I need more discipline. I need more motivation. I'm just not built like other people. But self-attack never changes patterns. Awareness does. Patterns don't break with force. They break with precision, one small disruption at the right place. Daniel tried to overhaul his life once, woke up at 5 a.m., cold showers, new habits, big goals. He lasted 3 days. Because he tried to replace patterns instead of understanding them. Patterns exist for a reason. They protect you from something: failure, judgment, uncertainty, feeling behind. Your patterns are coping mechanisms that overstayed their welcome, and you don't erase them by fighting them. You replace them by building better ones. Here's the shift that changes everything. Stop asking, how do I fix my life? Start asking, what pattern is creating this feeling? Low confidence, broken self-trust patterns, feeling stuck. Avoidance patterns, lack of direction, passive consumption patterns. It's not your life, it's the system running it. Daniel didn't change overnight. He didn't reinvent himself. He changed one thing: he stopped letting his mornings decide themselves. No phone, no rush, just 10 minutes of intentional discomfort, writing, planning, sitting in silence. That was it. But that one interruption sent a message to his brain. We're not on autopilot anymore. Confidence doesn't come from motivation. It comes from pattern evidence. When your brain sees you doing hard things consistently, even small ones, it updates who it thinks you are. And identity follows behavior, not the other way around. This is why people feel better before their life improves, because the internal pattern breaks first. Let me say this clearly, you are not behind. You are looped, and loops can be exited. The most dangerous patterns aren't loud. They're subtle. The just one more moments, the tomorrow promises, the constant background noise that keeps you from hearing yourself think. Those patterns steal years quietly, but here's the hopeful part. Patterns are learned, which means they can be unlearned, not through force, through consistency. If you change, how you start your day, how you respond to discomfort, how you keep promises to yourself, your life will change, even if nothing else does. Because your life is just a mirror of what you repeat. So no, you don't hate your life. You hate waking up as the same person every day, knowing you're capable of more. And the moment you change the pattern, even slightly, your life begins to feel different, not because the world changed, but because you did. If this hit uncomfortably close, the next video goes even deeper into the power of silence and how to work with that resistance instead of fighting it. Watch that next. This is where real change starts.